Hello, YouTube. This is the third time I'm going to post this same video because I keep learning more and more or observing things that I think I can improve. Now I'm playing with indirect light versus direct light, which gives me a lot of glare on the blade. So let's try this again. Okay, I've got this brand new camera and I have nothing to do. No new knives, so I just made up a project. And I'm calling it My Favorite 4 Inexpensive EDC Knives of 2013. And they're ranked in this order: number 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to start with number 4. This is a $6 knife. How on earth does a $6 knife make it to the top 4? Because it's decent. This is a Tomahawk XL 1328 from China, obviously. It's a good-looking knife. It really is. You see the blade? You see where it says Tomahawk? You see the raised jimping on a thumb ramp? These are aluminum scales with grippy craton-type textures for grip. It's a liner lock. And you can see the liner bar is engaged fully, but it's still early because the liner bar is, lock bar is so damn thin. I'm not going to review these, I already have. This is just about, a very quick overview. It's got a nice looking clip that is tip up right side only, which would satisfy most people. It's spring assisted. Boom, with thumb studs only. Here's the only hit I'm going to give this knife. And you can see it here. The blade stock is not very thick. And yet it gets very, very, very thin at the tip. So I've just made a mental note to myself: don't open any manhole covers with this thin tip, Teflon coated $6 knife. Other than that, it feels really good. It's got some heft to it, and I like it. Obviously, it's number 4. Number 3 is the Enlon EL04 with what they call green-black micarta handles, with sculpted finger grooves. Feels very nice. It's got that crummy proprietary pivot that none of us like, and it's got an Access clone lock. And you have to work these locks from both sides, unlike the Benchmade Access. These from China are very stiff. And see how easy that fell open? See how easy it fell shut? I mean, they work well, but I'm working them from both sides. And I prefer to depress the lock and flick it out with the wrist rather than use the thumb studs, but the thumb studs work fine too. Nice looking blade, good looking knife, got some thickness, got some heft to it. The clip is non-reversible, but again, it's tip up, right side with a generous lanyard hole. This is what's at number 3. There you go. Okay, number 2 is a knife I like a lot more than I ever thought I would. For all you patriots out here, this is made in the USA. This is a Buck Vantage Select. Okay, the texture on the scales is kind of smooth. It's like a very light sandblasting, and you might think that would make it slippery in your hand. But if you look at the contouring of the entire scale and the palm swell and the swell up here, where you gives you a secure, comfortable place for your thumb, the whole thing equates to a good grip in spite of the smoothness of the blade. The clip is very interesting. It's mounted at the top. So when giving you a very deep carry, and you can reverse it, tip up, right or left, but it's always tip up. Now, it's got this, what I thought at first was a pretty worthless flipper, because when I first got it, all I could do was that. Then I realized a little bit of wrist, and she comes open just fine. You can also open it with the oval spidey hole, like this knife. Even though it's thin, because of how broad it is in this direction, it fills my hands nicely, and that's very important to me, is to have a knife that feels good in the hand. So, that's number 2, the Buck Vantage Select. Number 1, fanfare please, gentlemen, drum roll. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Number 1 is the Kershaw Volt 2. Why is this my favorite? It's not a fancy knife. It's certainly not an expensive knife. It's because of how it feels in my hand. It has this diamond plate texture. It's got rounded, contoured scales. It's got finger grooves. It's got a nicely, aggressively jimped thumb grip. It is 5/8 of an inch thick, and all of those things combine to give me a knife that feels very, very good in my hand. And that's why it's number one, because of how it feels in my hand. You saw me flick it with my wrist out of habit with something else. This is speed assisted. There's no need for that. I shouldn't have done that. So there you go. Here they are. My 4 favorite inexpensive EDC knives for 2013. The Tomahawk XL 1328, the Enlon EL04, the Buck Vantage Select, and the Kershaw Volt 2. Okay, now, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I want everyone to have just as blessed a holiday as they can possibly have. Draw close to your friends and family. Let them know how much you love them. Let them know how much they enrich your lives. And have a very, very good holiday. God bless you, people. I love you all. Take good care. Bye-bye.